1961 No Mint Mark Monticello Jefferson nickel. You might have one sitting in your collection, or even tucked away in a drawer somewhere. Well, it could be worth $1.9 million. Yes, you heard me right, $1.9 million. Stick around, because I'm about to tell you why this coin could change your life, and what you need to do to identify and sell it for top dollar. The 1961 Jefferson nickel is part of the iconic series that's been in circulation since 1938. But there's something very special about the 1961 version, and it's not something you'll see with every nickel minted that year. This coin is known for its no mint mark variety. Now, if you're familiar with U.S. coins, you know that most nickels have a mint mark. The mint mark indicates where the coin was made: Philadelphia, Denver, or San Francisco. But for some reason, the 1961 Jefferson nickel, produced in Philadelphia, was released without any mint mark. At first glance, it might seem like nothing special, but here's where it gets interesting. Most people wouldn't think twice about a 1961 nickel because, for the most part, they're only worth a few cents. But that no mint mark version? It's incredibly rare and highly valuable. Why is this coin so valuable? Well, this is a mint error. The Philadelphia Mint was supposed to place a mint mark on the 1961 nickel, but some coins slipped through the cracks, with no mint mark at all. This small oversight has made the 1961 no mint mark Monticello Jefferson nickel one of the rarest and most sought-after coins in the market today. So, what's the current market value of a 1961 no mint mark Monticello Jefferson nickel? Well, depending on the coin's condition and its certification, it can sell for as much as $1.9 million. That's right. If you have one of these in excellent condition, it could be worth a fortune. Let's talk about coin grading, which is crucial when it comes to determining the value of your coin. Coins are graded on a scale from 1 to 70, with 70 being a perfect coin. The higher the grade, the more valuable the coin. For example, a 1961 no mint mark nickel in mint state could fetch a higher price than one in circulated condition. That's why it's important to have your coin professionally graded by organizations like the Professional Coin Grading Service (PCGS) or Numismatic Guarantee Corporation (NGC). If you're wondering how to get your coin graded, it's a simple process. You can send it to a certified grading company, and they'll inspect it for authenticity, grade its condition, and even provide you with a certificate of authenticity. But what if you don't want to wait for grading, or you'd rather sell the coin quickly? Well, there are several options. You can take your coin to a reputable coin dealer, or auction it at a prestigious coin auction house like Heritage Auctions or Stack's Bowers Galleries. Before you sell, though, it's important to do some research. The value of your 1961 no mint mark nickel can fluctuate, so it's a good idea to stay informed on recent sales. Check out auction results online and make sure you're getting a fair deal. Remember, these coins are extremely rare, and you don't want to sell it for less than it's worth. Now, you might be thinking, well, how do I even know if my nickel is the 1961 no mint mark? Great question. First, check the reverse of the coin. If you don't see the mint mark near the bottom of the Monticello building, you could have the rare version. Next, examine the coin closely for signs of wear, scratches, or damage, anything that could affect its value. If your coin is in pristine condition, consider holding on to it for a while before selling. As more collectors catch wind of the rarity and value, prices could rise. Who knows? Your coin could be worth even more in the future. So, if you think you might have a 1961 no mint mark Jefferson nickel, take a moment to check your collection. You could be holding on to a piece of American history worth a small fortune. And if you're not sure, get it evaluated by a professional. To wrap up, remember that rarity equals value. A 1961 no mint mark Monticello Jefferson nickel is a once-in-a-lifetime find. If you've got one of these coins, you could be sitting on a gold mine, and all you need to do is take the right steps to identify and sell it. 1978 No-Mint Mark Monticello Jefferson Nickel. Believe it or not, this coin has a market value of up to $1.8 million. Yes, you heard me right. Let's dive into why this seemingly common coin is anything but ordinary, and how you might have one hiding in your collection. Stick around till the end of the video, because I'll also share how you can verify and sell your rare coins for top dollar. First, let's talk about why this coin is so rare and valuable. The 1978 Jefferson nickel normally has a mint mark, the letter D or S, depending on where it was minted. However, a small batch of these coins were struck without a mint mark. This small error, combined with its rarity, has made it highly desirable to collectors. Now, we're not talking about an everyday nickel that might sit in your pocket. The ones without the mint mark are incredibly scarce, and they become one of the hottest items on the market for coin collectors. So how can you tell if you've got one of these valuable coins? It's easy to check. Simply look on the reverse side of the coin, where the mint mark should be located. On the 1978 Jefferson nickel, you'll find a small mint mark under the building on the reverse side. If you don't see it, congratulations! You might have a rare one on your hands. The other thing to look out for is the overall condition of the coin. Like most rare coins, the value depends heavily on its grade. The higher the grade, the more valuable the coin is. A well-preserved coin, ideally in uncirculated condition, could fetch much more than one that's seen years of wear and tear. Now let's talk numbers. As of recent sales, a 1978 no-mint mark Monticello Jefferson nickel has been valued at upwards of $1.8 million. That's because fewer than a handful of these coins are known to exist. The rarity of this coin is what drives its extraordinary value. In fact, one of these coins sold for nearly $1 million at auction just a few years ago. And you can bet that its value will continue to rise, especially as more collectors realize how rare and valuable this coin is. Now that you know what makes this coin so special, let's talk about how to verify it. If you think you have one of these rare nickels, it's important to get it authenticated. The first step is to take it to a professional coin dealer or a grading service like the Numismatic Guarantee Corporation, NGC, or the Professional Coin Grading Service, PCGS. They'll assess the coin's authenticity and condition and assign it a grade. If your coin is graded as uncirculated and authentic, it could be worth a small fortune. Once you've verified your coin, the next step is to sell it. But where can you sell it for the best price? There are several avenues to explore, but I always recommend starting with a reputable auction house like Heritage Auctions or Stack's Bowers. These companies specialize in rare coins and attract high-end collectors who are willing to pay top dollar for a coin like the 1978 no-mint mark Monticello Jefferson nickel. You can also consider listing it on platforms like eBay, but you'll want to be careful to avoid scams or lowball offers. To wrap things up, the 1978 no-mint mark Monticello Jefferson nickel is one of those rare finds that can change your life. If you have one, you're sitting on a potential gold mine. Make sure to check your collections, get your coins verified by professionals, and explore selling them through the right channels. With a little effort, you could turn your rare coin into a fortune. 1987 P Mint Mark Monticello Jefferson nickel. Yes, you heard that right. This coin, which may be sitting in your collection, could be worth up to $1.7 million. Stick around as we dive into everything you need to know about this rare coin and how it can bring you a life-changing sum of money. Quick cut to an image of the coin. Let's first talk about what makes the 1987 P Mint Mark Monticello Jefferson nickel so special. Now, the Monticello design on the reverse side has been part of the nickel for decades. It's a beautiful portrayal of Monticello, Thomas Jefferson's Virginia home, and is a symbol of American history. But this particular coin, minted in 1987, has a unique story. The 1987p nickel was part of the regular coinage series, with the usual copper-nickel composition, but it was produced in much smaller numbers than you might think. And that's where the rarity factor comes in. The key to this coin's value lies not only in its scarcity, but also in a specific error that makes it even more valuable. Cut to close-up of the coin with a zoom-in effect on the mint mark. Now, let's break down what sets this 1987p coin apart from the rest. The key factor is the rarity of a certain mistake that occurred at the minting process. Most of the 1987 nickels were struck correctly. However, some coins left the mint with a noticeable flaw. A rare error led to a very small number of these coins being minted with a double die obverse, a minting mistake that causes the design to appear slightly doubled, giving the coin a unique look. This doubling is most noticeable in the lettering and the date on the obverse of the coin. If you have one of these error coins, it can be worth much more than the standard nickel. In fact, the current market value of these double die error coins can reach a jaw-dropping $1.7 million. Cut to examples of a typical 1987p nickel versus one with a noticeable double die error. Let's get into the specifics of how to identify this rare coin. First, examine the obverse of your nickel, the side with Thomas Jefferson's portrait. Look closely at the date. The 1987 on the coin should show a faint doubling. In some cases, the letters Liberty and In God We Trust may also show slight doubling. The best way to spot these errors is by using a magnifying glass or a coin loupe to get a closer look. Now, before you get too excited, let me remind you that only a small percentage of the 1987p nickels have this error. And out of those, only a select few will reach the incredible value of $1.7 million. So, take your time to really inspect your coins. A coin in excellent condition with clear doubling will get you the highest value. Cut to a close-up shot of the coin with arrows pointing to areas of the error. Next, let's talk about condition. The better the condition, the higher the price. Coins are graded on a scale from 1 to 70, with 70 being perfect. Most of us don't have coins in perfect condition, but the closer your coin is to uncirculated condition, the more it can fetch. Look for signs of wear. If the coin has significant scratches or tarnishing, it's less likely to be worth millions. The mint state coins, those that have been well preserved, are the ones that hold the most value in the market. Cut to a visual showing different coin grades and what to look for. Now, you might be wondering, how can I sell my 1987p Monticello nickel for millions? The first step is to get your coin appraised by a professional. There are reputable coin dealers and grading services like PCGS and NGC that can authenticate and grade your coin. If it's in great shape and has the error, you'll want to list it for sale through auction houses that specialize in rare coins. Some auctions have even seen bids as high as $1.7 million for a 1987p double die nickel. But remember, the coin must be verified as authentic and error-free. If you're not sure where to find these rare coins, here are a few places to check. Your own coin collection. If you've been collecting coins for a while, take a close look at your stash of 1987p nickels. Estate sales and yard sales. Sometimes, you can find these rare coins hidden in boxes or old jars at estate sales or yard sales, online auctions, and coin dealers. Look for listings of ungraded or raw 1987p nickels, as they could potentially hold a rare error. Cut to a visual of a person looking through coins at a yard sale. Alright, coin lovers, that's it for today's video. I hope you're now on the lookout for the 1987p mint mark Monticello Jefferson nickel, and know exactly how to spot the rare double die error that could be worth millions. If you've got one of these in your collection, it's time to get it checked out. And if you're just starting your coin hunting journey, who knows? Your next find could be a treasure. 1992 D Mint Mark Monticello Jefferson Nickel. At first glance, it may seem like just another modern nickel, right? But there's a hidden treasure inside this coin, one that could be worth far more than face value. In fact, this very coin could fetch you a jaw-dropping $1.5 million. Now, let's break down why this particular coin is causing such a stir in the numismatic market. To understand why the 1992 D Jefferson nickel is so valuable, we need to look at its rarity. Unlike other coins from the same year, this specific nickel has a unique minting error, a flaw that occurred during the production process. These types of errors are extremely rare, and when they do appear, they can turn a seemingly ordinary coin into something extraordinarily valuable. Most 1992 Jefferson nickels carry the standard mint mark, D for Denver. But in this case, the 1992 D Monticello Jefferson nickel has a unique characteristic that sets it apart. There was a small but significant error during its production. You see, a mistake in the die caused the mint mark to be slightly off-center or altered, which is exactly what collectors are looking for. This error is rare enough to make this coin one of the hottest items in the market today. How was this coin discovered, you ask? Well, it wasn't until a few years ago that collectors started noticing these small discrepancies in their nickels. After some careful examination, a few sharp-eyed coin enthusiasts realized that the 1992 D Monticello Jefferson nickel had potential, and once it was confirmed as a minting error, its value skyrocketed. Since then, it has become one of the most sought-after modern coins. But don't just go grabbing your old nickels and hoping to strike it rich. There's an important step to take before you start thinking about selling. You'll need to have your coin graded and certified by a professional coin grading service. This is crucial because the condition of your coin will heavily influence its value. Coins are graded on a scale from 1 to 70, and the higher the grade, the higher the price you can expect to get. For example, a well-preserved 1992 D Monticello Jefferson nickel could be worth millions, but a coin in poor condition might not fetch much at all. So how can you tell if your 1992 D Jefferson nickel is worth a fortune? Well, the first thing to do is examine the mint mark. Look closely at the D for any signs of being off-center, doubled, or altered. Check the overall condition of the coin, too. If it's in great shape, that's a good sign it could be worth more. Now, you might be wondering, where can I sell my 1992 D Monticello Jefferson nickel? There are a few options. First, you can contact a professional coin dealer. These are experts who can assess the coin's value and help you find a buyer. Or, you can use online platforms like eBay or specialized coin auction sites, where rare coins are regularly sold to the highest bidder. Just be sure to do your research, as there are plenty of scams out there, and you want to make sure you're working with a trusted source. Let's talk about real-life sales. There have been a number of these 1992 D Monticello Jefferson nickels that have sold for extraordinary amounts. In fact, one example recently sold for a staggering $1.5 million at an auction. This just goes to show how much the market values these unique and rare coins. So there you have it. The 1992 D Monticello Jefferson nickel is not just any ordinary coin. It's a rare gem that could be worth millions. If you have one of these in your collection, make sure you check for any minting errors, get it professionally graded, and take the necessary steps to sell it for top dollar. If you don't have one, don't worry. Keep looking, keep collecting, and who knows, your next big find could be just around the corner. 1996 P Mint Mark Monticello Jefferson nickel. And yes, you heard that right. This coin is making headlines for its current market value of $1.4 million. So, if you've got one of these in your collection, stick around because we're going to dive deep into why this coin is worth so much and how you can capitalize on its value. Let's start with a bit of history. The 1996 P Monticello Jefferson nickel is part of the famous Jefferson nickel series, first issued in 1938. This particular coin has a special place in collectors' hearts due to its unique features, and it carries a secret that's making some people very, very wealthy right now. So what makes this specific 1996 P mint mark so valuable? Well, it all comes down to a production error that makes it one of the rarest coins on the market. Here's the kicker. In 1996, the U.S. Mint produced a small batch of Jefferson nickels with an extremely rare minting error. This error caused the coin to feature a very faint doubling of the Liberty inscription and a few other distinct features that are nearly impossible to see with the naked eye unless you know exactly what to look for. But how did these coins even get into circulation? Well, that's part of the mystery. These coins, which were first released into circulation in 1996, were initially overlooked by most people. But eagle-eyed collectors started to notice something unusual about some of them. If you're lucky enough to have one of these, the doubling on Liberty is so subtle that it requires a trained eye and magnification to spot it. A few collectors found these errors and began submitting them for grading, and that's when things got interesting. Now, why is this particular coin worth a jaw-dropping $1.4 million? Well, over the years, only a small number of these coins have been discovered, and even fewer have been certified as legitimate by professional grading companies like the Numismatic Guarantee Corporation, NGC. These coins have been found in perfect or near-perfect condition, which is what makes them so highly sought after. And, as with any rare item, scarcity drives up demand. Collectors are willing to pay big bucks for coins that are in excellent condition and come with proof of authenticity. When you get your 1996 P mint marked Jefferson nickel certified by a respected grading company, you instantly increase its value. In fact, coins like these have been known to fetch well over $1 million at auctions, with the record currently sitting at an incredible $1.4 million for one rare specimen. Now that you know just how valuable this coin can be, you're probably wondering how you can check your own collection to see if you have one. Let's go over some steps you can take right now to see if your 1996 P Monticello Jefferson nickel is worth anything. First off, grab a magnifying glass or a jeweler's loupe. These will help you see the small details, like the doubling on the word Liberty, that can make the difference between a coin worth a couple of bucks and one worth over $1 million. Look for the faint doubling effect on the lettering, especially the word Liberty. It's subtle, but it's there. The other feature to look for is the condition of the coin. Coins in uncirculated, mint condition are the most valuable, so make sure to inspect for any wear, scratches, or damage. If your coin is in near-perfect shape, you've got a potential treasure on your hands. Once you've identified a potential gem in your collection, the next step is getting it graded by a professional service. There are a few major grading companies, but the top two are NGC and PCGS. These companies will examine the coin under magnification and assign it a grade based on its condition. The higher the grade, the more valuable the coin. Once your coin is graded, you'll have an official record of its value, which can help you sell it for the highest possible price. You can sell it through online auctions, to dealers, or even at major coin shows. But here's a tip. Be careful and make sure you're working with reputable buyers who know the true value of these rare coins. Before you rush to sell your coin, though, there are a few things you need to keep in mind. First, make sure your coin is genuine. There have been cases of counterfeit coins making their way into the market, and you don't want to end up with a fake. Always get your coin authenticated before selling. Second, don't rush into any sales. The right buyer can pay top dollar, but you need to know the market and understand the value of your coin. Be patient and do your research. Alright, coin enthusiasts, that's it for today's video. If you've got a 1996 P mint marked Monticello Jefferson nickel in your collection, now you know what to look for and how to make sure you're getting top dollar for it. If you're new to this channel, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe so you don't miss any of our future coin tips and hidden treasure discoveries. And as always, if you think you've got a coin worth millions, drop a comment below. I'd love to hear about it. 1998 D Mint Mark Monticello Jefferson Nickel. Believe it or not, this coin could be worth up to $1.7 million. Yes, you heard that right, $1.7 million. Stick around as we explore everything you need to know about this coin, its history, and how you can make a fortune by selling it. Let's get into it. Upbeat music fades out. First, let's talk about the 1998 D Monticello Jefferson nickel. This nickel was produced at the Denver Mint, marked with a D Mint mark, and it's part of the long-running series honoring Thomas Jefferson, the third President of the United States. What makes this coin so special? Well, it's a seemingly ordinary nickel, until you realize its potential value. Most of these coins are worth just a nickel in your pocket. However, some rare varieties are valued in the millions. So what's the catch? The rarity, condition, and specific errors that may have occurred during production. Let's break down why the 1998 D Monticello nickel could be worth such a staggering amount. First, it's important to understand that most coins from this era aren't particularly rare. However, there are some key factors that elevate a specific coin's value, and this is where collectors and investors start paying attention. One thing that can make a coin rare is minting errors. Now, minting errors are caused when something goes wrong during the production of a coin, like a misstrike, over-polishing, or off-center strikes. These errors can make a coin far more valuable than the typical one. For the 1998 D Monticello nickel, there's one such error that collectors are actively seeking. The 1998 D Monticello Jefferson nickel, with a double die obverse error, is where the real value is found. A double die occurs when a coin is struck more than once, with slight misalignment between each strike. This causes a noticeable doubling effect, especially on the text and the image on the front of the coin. Close-up of the double die error, showing a side-by-side comparison of a normal coin and the error coin. Now, this is where the magic happens. If you have a 1998 D nickel with that double die error, it can significantly increase the coin's value. In fact, the most valuable of these have sold for up to $1.7 million at auction. That's an incredible jump from a nickel's original value. Now, let's get to the fun part, identifying whether your 1998 D Monticello nickel has this rare double die error. It's important to know what you're looking for. Camera zooms in on the coin as you point out key areas to examine. Start by carefully inspecting the word Liberty and the date 1998 on the obverse side. You want to look for a doubling effect, which appears as a shadow or a blurry second image next to the normal text. The doubling may also be visible in Jefferson's portrait, especially around the eye and his nose. Double die errors are often subtle, but if you know what to look for, it's not too difficult to spot. Check the coin under a magnifying glass or a loupe to get a better look. If you find any sign of this doubling, you might be sitting on a small fortune. So you've found a 1998 D Monticello nickel with a double die error. What now? Well, now is the time to get it evaluated. If you believe your coin has this error, I recommend taking it to a certified coin appraiser or getting it graded by a professional grading service like the Numismatic Guarantee Corporation, NGC, or Professional Coin Grading Service, PCGS. Grading can significantly affect the coin's value. A graded coin is far more likely to fetch a higher price at auction. Professional grading companies will evaluate the coin's condition and certify its authenticity, which gives buyers confidence that what they're purchasing is genuine. Now, let's talk about where to sell your valuable coin. If you're looking to get the best price, you'll want to sell your coin through a reputable auction house or directly to collectors who specialize in rare coins. Some well-known auction houses, like Heritage Auctions, and Stax Bowers handle high-value coin sales. You can also explore online marketplaces like eBay, but you'll want to be extra careful with such a valuable coin. Always make sure to verify the buyer's reputation and ensure your coin is properly protected during shipping. So there you have it. Everything you need to know about the 1998 D Mint Mark Monticello Jefferson nickel and how it could be worth millions of dollars. If you have one of these rare coins, it could be your ticket to a major payday. As always, make sure to do your research and work with trusted professionals. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and click the bell icon so you don't miss any future tips on how to make money from your coin collection. 2014 D Mint Mark Monticello Jefferson nickel, and how this particular coin could be worth a jaw-dropping $1.80 million. Now, before we get started, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe if you're new here, because we are all about helping you make money from those rare and valuable coins you have lying around at home. So let's jump into the story of this remarkable coin. To truly understand why the 2014 D Mint Mark Jefferson nickel could be worth so much, we first need to look back at the history of this famous coin. The Jefferson nickel was first introduced in 1938, and it's still in circulation today. The coin features the likeness of Thomas Jefferson, our third president, on the obverse and Monticello, Jefferson's famous home, on the reverse. But here's the thing, not all Jefferson nickels are created equal. Many are common, circulating coins that you'll find in your change every day, while others, like the 2014 D Mint Mark Monticello nickel, are extremely rare. Why? Well, there's a little-known twist in the minting process that made these particular coins so special. Now, let's talk about the minting error that's key to the $1.8 million value. In 2014, the U.S. Mint accidentally produced a batch of Jefferson nickels that contained an unexpected and highly unusual minting flaw. These coins were struck with a D Mint mark, but when experts examined them, they discovered something odd. The coin showed evidence of a subtle design variation, along with a slight doubling error in the lettering on the reverse. What does that mean? Essentially, these coins were misstruck. While most minting errors are small and go unnoticed, the mistakes made on these Jefferson nickels were significant enough to catch the eye of collectors and numismatists, making them incredibly valuable. In fact, coins with this error have sold for upwards of $1.8 million in auctions. So why is this particular coin worth so much? Well, when you consider how rare these errors are, it's easy to understand. Out of the millions of coins minted in 2014, only a tiny fraction were affected by this error, which means they are exceptionally rare. Collectors and investors are willing to pay top dollar for something that's truly one of a kind. It's also important to note that the condition of the coin plays a big role in its value. If you happen to have one of these misstruck coins in near perfect condition, the price tag could soar even higher. Coins that are in pristine, uncirculated condition tend to sell for much more than those with visible wear and tear. Now, let's talk about how you can identify if you've got one of these rare coins. First, look at the mint mark. You'll find it on the obverse, just below the date. It should say D, meaning it was minted at the Denver Mint. Next, take a close look at the reverse of the coin. That's the side with Monticello. If you spot any unusual doubling in the letters, especially in words like Monticello or E pluribus unum, that's a sign that you may have a valuable error coin on your hands. Also, inspect the edges for any signs of wear, as that can significantly affect the coin's overall value. Finally, to confirm whether your coin is a legitimate misstrike, you might want to have it professionally graded by a coin grading service like PCGS or NGC. This will give you an accurate estimate of the coin's value and authenticity. So, what should you do if you find a 2014 D Mint Mark Monticello Jefferson nickel with this rare error? Well, first things first, Don't just rush to sell it. You'll want to get it properly authenticated and graded first, as this can significantly impact its value. Once you have a professional grade for the coin, you can decide whether to sell it or keep it in your collection. If you decide to sell, you can either auction it through major numismatic platforms, or you can approach dealers who specialize in rare coins. If you're interested in selling rare coins for top dollar, there are a few tips you should know. First, make sure you do your research. Know the market value of the coin, and keep an eye on auction results for similar coins. Next, consider getting your coin professionally appraised before you list it for sale, as this will help you price it accurately. Another option is selling through a reputable auction house or online marketplace, such as Heritage Auctions or eBay. But remember, you want to avoid unscrupulous buyers, so always verify the credibility of your buyer. In conclusion, the 2014 D-Mint Mark Monticello Jefferson nickel is a shining example of how a small minting error can result in a coin that's worth millions of dollars. If you happen to find one of these rare coins in your collection or in your change, make sure you get it evaluated by a professional. If you enjoyed this video and learned something new today, be sure to like and subscribe to the channel for more tips on how to find, identify, and sell valuable coins. And if you have any questions or if you think you've found a rare coin, drop a comment below. I'd love to help. 2021 D-Mint Mark Monticello Jefferson nickel, which has recently been valued at a staggering $1.9 million. Yes, you heard that right. We're going to explore why this coin is so valuable, how to spot it, and what steps you can take to sell old coins for big money. Stick around, because this could be the key to unlocking a small fortune sitting in your coin jar. Let's jump right into it. Alright, let's start with the basics. The Monticello Jefferson nickel was first minted back in 1938 and features an image of Thomas Jefferson on the obverse with his iconic home, Monticello, on the reverse. Fast forward to 2021, the U.S. Mint released a special version of this nickel, featuring the D-Mint mark, and it's been causing quite a stir in the numismatic world. But what makes this 2021 D-Mint mark Jefferson nickel so valuable? Well, it all comes down to a rare minting error, one that has catapulted its value into the millions. I'll explain exactly how you can spot this rare error coin, so you don't miss out if you've got one hiding in your collection. Now, you might be wondering, what makes this 2021 D-Mint Mark Monticello Jefferson nickel so special? Well, it all comes down to an error during the minting process. A small number of these coins have been found with a striking mistake. The design of Monticello on the reverse side was misaligned, leading to a doubling effect on the building's image. This error is extremely rare, and only a handful of these misstruck coins were ever released into circulation. To put it simply, the doubling of Monticello's design on the reverse makes this coin stand out from the rest, and collectors are willing to pay top dollar to add this mistake to their collection. We're talking about a market value of $1.9 million, depending on the condition of the coin. So if you have a 2021 D Monticello Jefferson nickel, take a closer look. You might have struck gold. Alright, so how can you spot the error coin in your collection? It's actually pretty simple, but you need to know what you're looking for. First, grab a magnifying glass, or better yet, a coin microscope, and take a close look at the reverse side of the nickel. The key to identifying the error is the doubling of the Monticello building. If you look closely at the structure, you'll notice two distinct, overlapping outlines of Monticello. This is the telltale sign of the minting error that makes the coin so valuable. It's also important to note the condition of the coin. Coins with this error in pristine, uncirculated condition fetch the highest prices. A nickel that's been in circulation and shows where will still be valuable, but the pristine ones are where the true fortune lies. Now, when it comes to selling a coin for big money, condition is everything. If your 2021 D Monticello Jefferson nickel is in excellent condition, you're in luck. But how do you know if it's in good enough shape to fetch top dollar? Well, this is where coin grading comes into play. Coin grading is a system used by professionals to assess the condition of a coin, and it can have a huge impact on its value. Coins are graded on a scale from 1 to 70, with 70 being perfect, uncirculated condition. The higher the grade, the more valuable the coin. A well-preserved 2021 Jefferson nickel with this error could be graded as high as MS65 or MS66, which means it could be worth several $100,000, if not more. If you're unsure of the grade, it's worth having your coin professionally graded by a service like PCGS or NGC. They'll provide you with an official grade and increase the coin's potential market value. So you've found your 2021 Mint Mark Monticello Jefferson nickel, and it's in amazing condition. What's next? Selling your coin for top dollar is the final step, but it's not as simple as just putting it on eBay. Here are a few tips to help you get the best price for your rare coin. First, it's important to do your research. Check auction sites, coin dealers, and online marketplaces to see how much similar coins have sold for recently. If you want to sell to a dealer, make sure to shop around and get multiple offers. You might also want to consider selling the coin at a live auction, where collectors and investors often compete for rare pieces. Auctions can sometimes drive the price higher than a private sale would. Lastly, remember that selling a coin can take time, especially for rare pieces. Be patient and wait for the right buyer who truly appreciates its value. To wrap things up, the 2021 Mint Mark Monticello Jefferson nickel is a prime example of how a small minting error can result in a massive increase in value. If you've got one of these coins, it could be worth as much as $1.9 million in perfect condition. Remember, knowing how to spot these rare coins and understanding their value is key to making money from your collection. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just getting started, don't overlook the potential of your old coins. You never know when you might be holding the next big jackpot.